sisters, brothers, comrades, rebels. Hear ye, hear ye, we are on a funeral march for the planet.
Stand up for life. Stand strong with hope.
You can all join us. You can't help but join us. We are all in this together.
Stand up for life.
Stand strong with hope.
This is a funeral for the creatures that have died due to habitat loss, human greed, and climate change.
Stand up for life. Stand strong with hope.
This is a funeral for the Chinese river dolphin.
Stand up for life. Stand strong with hope.
For the honeybee.
Stand up for life. Stand strong with hope.
For the rainforest parrots.
Stand up for life. Stand strong with hope.
For the giant panda.
Stand up for life. Stand strong with hope.
This is Ewan. Ewan is going to read for us.
Hello, I'm Ewan. Here is a Hawaiian indigenous prayer. Let us give thanks for the world around us. Thanks for all the creatures, stones and plants. Let us learn their lessons and seek their truths, so that their path might be ours, and we might live in harmony, a better life. May the earth continue to live. May the heavens above continue to live. May the rains continue to dampen the land. May the wet forests continue to grow. Then the flowers shall bloom. And we the people shall live again. We are the ones we have been waiting for.
We are the ones we have been waiting for.
This is a funeral for the creatures that have died due to habitat loss, human greed and climate change. This is a funeral for human beings. We are rising up. We are walking in the path of those whose radical bravery brought us great change. We are standing with them for hope.
Let's remember some of those people we are standing with. We are standing with indigenous activists.
Stand up for life.
Stand strong with hope.
We are standing with Mohandas Gandhi.
Stand up for life. Stand strong with hope.
We are standing with Chico Mendes.
Stand up for life. Stand strong with hope.
We are standing with Daisy Bates.
Stand up for life. Stand strong with hope.
This is a celebration of life. It is a call to rebellion, to human potential and hope. We are the Extinction Rebellion. We are the ones we have been waiting for.
We are the ones we have been waiting for.
We are on a funeral march to protect our planet. Stand up for life.
Stand strong with hope.
You can all join us. You can't help but join us. We are all in this together.
Stand strong with hope.
This is a funeral for the creatures that have died due to habitat loss, human greed, and climate change.
Stand up for life. Stand strong with hope.
I'm going to explain to our friends here what animals we have lost. This is a funeral for the Tasmanian tiger.
Stand up for life. Stand strong with hope.
This is a funeral for the Pyrenean ibex.
Stand up for life. Stand strong with hope.
For the Caribbean monk seal.
Stand up for life. Stand strong with hope.
For the Pinta Island tortoise.
Stand up
For life. Stand strong with hope. This is my friend Tash.
We are the ones we have been waiting for.
We are the ones we have been waiting for.
This is a funeral for the creatures that have died due to habitat loss, human greed and climate change. This is a funeral for human beings. We are rising up. We are walking in the path of those whose radical bravery brought great change. We are standing with them for hope.
A funeral march for our planet.
Stand up for life. Stand strong with hope.
You can all join us. You can't help but join us. We are all in this together.
Stand up for life. Stand strong with hope.
This is a funeral for the creatures that have died due to habitat loss, human greed, and climate change. Stand up for life. Stand strong with hope. This is a funeral for the Stella's sea cow.
Stand up for life. Stand strong with hope.
It's a funeral for the quagga.
Stand up for life. Stand strong with hope.
For the sea mink.
Stand up for life. Stand strong with hope.
It's a funeral for the great auk.
Stand up for life. Stand strong with hope.
This is our sister Julie, going to read to us.
This is a poem by Maya Angelou. We, this people, on a small and lonely planet, traveling through casual space, past elusive stars, across the wave in different suns, to a destination where all signs tell us it is possible and imperative that we learn a brave and startling truth. And when we come to it, to the day of peacemaking, when we release our fingers from fists of hostility and allow the pure air to cool our palms, when we come to it, when the curtain falls on the minstrel show of hate, and faces suited with scorn are scrubbed clean, when battlefields and coliseum no longer rake our unique and particular sons and daughters, up with the bruised and bloody grass to lie in identical plots in foreign soil, when the rapacious storming of the churches, the screaming racket in the temples have ceased, when the pennants are waving gaily, when the banners of the world tremble stoutly in the good, clean breeze, when we come to it, when we let the rifles fall from our shoulders, and children dress their dolls in flags of truce, when landmines of death have been removed, and the aged can walk into evenings of peace, when religious ritual is not perfumed by the incense of burning flesh, and childhood dreams are not kicked awake by nightmares of abuse. When we come to it, then we will confess that not the pyramids with their stones set in mysterious perfection, nor the gardens of Babylon hanging as eternal beauty in our collective memory, not the Grand Canyon kindled into delicious color by western sunsets, nor the Danube flowing its blue soul into Europe, not the sacred peak of Mount Fuji stretching to the rising sun, neither Father Amazon nor Mother Mississippi, who without favor nurture all creatures in the depths and on the shores. These are not the only wonders of the world. When we come to it, we, this people, on this minuscule and kithless globe, who reach daily for the bomb, the blade, and the dagger, yet who petition in the dark for tokens of peace. We, this people, on this mote of matter, in whose mouths abide cankerous words which challenge our very existence, yet out of those same mouths come songs of such exquisite sweetness that the heart falters in its labor, and the body is quieted into awe. We, this people, on this small and drifting planet, whose hands can strike with such abandon that in a twinkling life is sapped from the living, yet those same hands can touch with such healing, irresistible tenderness, that the haughty neck is happy to bow, and the proud back is glad to bend. Out of such chaos, of such contradiction, we learn that we are neither devils nor divines. When we come to it, we, this people, on this wayward floating body, created on this earth, of this earth, have the power to fashion for this earth a climate where every man and every woman can live freely without sanctimonious piety and without crippling fear. When we come to it, we must confess that we are the possible, we are the miraculous, the true wonder of this world. That is when, and only when, we come to it. We are the ones we have been waiting for.
We are the ones we have been waiting for.
This is a funeral for the creatures that have died due to habitat loss, human greed, and climate change. This is a funeral for human beings. We are rising up. We are walking in the path of those whose radical bravery brought great change. We are standing with them for hope.
Thank you, sister. Thank you, Julie. move over to Pound World, please. An ambulance is coming through. Please wait for the ambulance. Thank you. Very nicely done, thank you.
Good for a photo shot now, isn't it? All lighted up. Cheers, mate. What do you think of this? Yeah, great.
Thanks, John.
I'm going to stick it all over
Thank you,
Facebook now.
everybody.
Excellent. I think it's quite imaginative, actually, isn't it?
Sorry?
It's quite imaginative,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, I always loved Canterbury anyway. I went to art school here and everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Kai had years ago.
You can't all join us. You can't help but join us. We are all in this together. Stand up for life. Stand strong with hope. This is a funeral for the creatures that have died due to habitat loss, human greed, and climate change. Stand up for life. Stand strong with hope. This is a funeral for the eastern and western gorilla. Stand up for life. Stand strong with hope. For the blue whale. Stand up for life. Stand strong with hope. For the white rhino. Stand up for life. Stand strong with hope. For the Asian elephant. Stand up for life. Stand strong with hope. Hello. This is our sister Sian.
Here is a vote of thanks by Jennifer Bain. We give thanks to nature for all it has provided us, for family and friends who walk with us throughout the years. We give thanks to all those who have touched our hearts and made us smile. We give thanks to those who have alleviated suffering, who have championed a cause, for those who have resisted unjust laws, who have fought against oppression and injustice, and have fought for the freedoms that we enjoy. We give thanks to those who have sacrificed their lives to make our world a better place to be. We give thanks to those who have advanced our understanding of medicine and science, who have helped explain the workings of the universe. We give thanks to those who have applied paint to canvas in a way that stirs feelings deep within us, who have composed songs which make our spirits soar. To all the people, past, present and future, who strive to better our world and make life worth living. To these people, we give our highest praise and our endless thanks. We are the ones that we have been waiting for.
We are the ones we have been waiting for.
This is a funeral for the creatures that have died due to habitat loss, human greed and climate change. This is a funeral for human beings. We are rising up. We are walking in the paths of those whose radical bravery brought great change. We are standing with them for hope.
Well done, Sian. Thank you. We are walking and we are standing with people who have made tremendous changes. We are standing with Wangari Maathai. Stand up for life. Stand strong with hope. We are standing with Greta Thunberg. Stand up for life. Stand strong with hope. We are standing with Dietrich Bonhoeffer. Stand up for life. Stand strong with hope. We are standing with Raoul Wallenberg. Stand up for life. Stand strong with hope.
This is a celebration of life. It is a call to rebellion, to human potential and hope. We are the Extinction Rebellion. We are the ones we have been waiting for.
We are the ones we have been waiting for.
Thank you, Sian. Well done. Thank you, brothers and sisters. Let's go. been a funeral for the people who will lose their homes and their lives to climate change. Stand
up for life. Stand strong with hope.
This has been a funeral for the children who will not see the natural world in all its former beauty and diversity.
Stand up for life. Stand strong with hope.
This has been a funeral for the oceans that are drowning in plastic.
Stand up for life. Stand strong with hope.
For the soil that is being degraded by pesticides and toxins.
Stand up for life. Stand strong with hope.
For the cities whose air is becoming unbreathable.
Stand up for life. Stand strong with hope.
And this has been a funeral for the animal and plant species that will never be resurrected.
Stand up for life. Stand strong with hope.
Our brother Hugh is going to give us our final reading.
This is from Carl Sagan, the famous Canadian physicist, who had a fantastic series of programs about the universe. And in those programs there was a little tiny dot, which was the Earth. Look again at that dot. That's here. That's home. That's us. On it, everyone you love, everyone you know, everyone you ever heard of, every human being who ever was, lived out their lives. The aggregate of our joy and suffering, thousands of confident religions, ideologies and economic doctrines, every hunter and forager, every hero and coward, every creator and destroyer of civilization, every king and peasant, every young couple in love, every mother and father, hopeful child, inventor and explorer, every teacher of morals, every corrupt politician, every superstar, every supreme leader, every saint and sinner in the history of our species lived there on a mote of dust suspended in a sunbeam. The earth is a very small stage in a vast cosmic arena. Think of the endless cruelties visited by the inhabitants of one corner of this pixel on the scarcely distinguishable inhabitants of some other corner. How frequent their misunderstandings, how eager they are to kill one another, how fervent their hatreds. Think of the rivers of blood spilled by all those generals and emperors, so that in glory and triumph they could become the momentary masters of a fraction of a dot. Our posturings, our imagined self-importance, the delusion that we have some privileged position in the universe are challenged by this pale point of light. Our planet is a lonely speck in the great enveloping cosmic dark. In our obscurity, in all this vastness, there is no hint that help will come from elsewhere to save us from ourselves. We are the ones we have been waiting for.
We are the ones we have been waiting for.
This is a funeral for the creatures that have died due to habitat loss, human greed and climate change. This is a funeral for human beings. We are rising up. We are walking in the path of those whose radical bravery brought great change. We are standing with them for hope.
Thank you, Hugh. Thank you. And we are standing with those who have given their freedom and their lives to save our environment.
Stand up for life. Stand up with hope.
We are standing with those who have stood up for human rights.
Stand up for life. Stand strong with hope.
We are standing with those who have struggled for equality, for freedom, for dignity, and for recognition of their humanity.
Stand up for life. Stand strong with hope.
And we are standing with the land and the seas, the rivers and the atmosphere upon which life itself depends.
Stand up for life. Stand
strong with hope.
This is a celebration of life. It is a call to rebellion, to human potential and hope. We are the Extinction Rebellion. We are the ones we have been waiting for.
We are the ones we have been waiting for.
Brothers and sisters, comrades, rebels, thank you for marching with us. Thank you for showing the world that we care, and thank you for trying to make the world recognize the problems that we have. Thank you for making the world think. I have to say thank you to certain people. I'm not going to mention them by name because we are all in this together, but wow, the fantastic music, wow, the fantastic props, and above all, the fantastic people who have walked through Canterbury. Big yourselves up. Well done. Okay, you know what comes next. You know what comes next. We're going to take an action.
I used to live in Poland. I want to say.
On the road! Rebels on the road! Good, that's it, stop there. Stop, lovely. Thank you. Communicators on their ways, please. Come in the road.